Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. August 21st, 2020 here, episode 3, Beneath the Basket. It's your boy D-Row. I'm here with Lazy Goat.
Yes, sir.
I'm here with Boogie Muggins. And I'm here with Evan B. Illen.
What's up?
And we just chilling, and this Boston-Philly game is about to be finished. That's what's up. 34 seconds left. Josh Richardson misses a three-point jump shot from 24 feet out. Celtics have the ball, and they're probably going to the free throw line, and we're probably looking at a Boston 3-0 lead against Philly, and that's it.
I've been saying this from the very beginning. I think Boston has the hammer. They have the nails. They about to put it in the goddamn coffin. It's like, if we would have had Ben Simmons in the series, complete different direction of conversation. But Embiid doesn't have enough with them. The Sixers don't have enough with them. Boston's walking right through.
It's unfortunate with the Simmons injury and with Embiid having kind of this shadow of doubt cast over him, where the team's not constructed for Embiid to be your nucleus. It's constructed to have Ben Simmons run the ball, push with pace and space. They don't really have the space, especially with Joel Embiid being the number one guy. It's an unfortunate walk. But, it's kind of nice because as Raptors fans, we can look forward to that Raptors-Boston series.
Yep.
We also just wrapped up 3-0, very impressive game. Pulled the starters with much of the fourth quarter to go.
Fred Van Yeet.
Oh, man.
With the half-court shot. That's my dude right there.
I think that if Fred plays the way he's playing for the rest of these playoffs,
he's getting the bag, man.
He's at $30 million plus.
Guaranteed.
$30 million.
They'll let Ibaka and Gasol walk if that's what it takes.
Which you should, because I think no matter what, the most important thing, what the Raptors have to do for their backcourt is locking down FVP.
Oh, yeah. FVP and Pascal is the present, and it should be the future.
Exactly. Throw OG in there.
If you can hold on to OG, excellent.
Yeah.
And then just develop past that. If you can bring back Kyle, I think they have a legitimate shot at repeating as champions this year.
I do as well.
Their form has been incredible.
Exactly.
But how about we take it from some teams that are fighting for a championship this year to some teams that are looking forward to the future. The NBA draft lottery happened yesterday.
Yes, sir.
3 different teams walked in with a 14% chance at the first overall pick. One of those teams got it. And no, it wasn't Golden State because the universe is fair. It was the Minnesota Timberwolves. They turned their 14% chance at the number 1 pick into a reality. They secured it, and they are officially on the clock. Fellas, who's going 101 this year?
I think easily what I would say is no matter what, Anthony Edwards is going in first overall pick, because they need that versatility as a shooting guard, and what he brings to the table I think could be an amazing match between D'Angelo, Cat. This guy's coming in, he's a shooter, he's a driver, he's a swinger, and he sort of looks good.
Here's the thing. This isn't the same as last year's draft, where you have a number 1 guy who's so obvious in Zion Williamson. This year, it's a little bit of a toss-up. James Wiseman didn't even get to finish his college career.
That is
Still
true.
had the impressive look of a versatile 7-foot center. Karl Anthony Towns has always said he does not want to play center. He wants to be more of like a floor spacing guy. He's shown he's one of the best 3-point shooting bigs in the league. So maybe having a big guy behind him that you can count on and develop in a similar timeline, in the same timeline of them moving to Seattle, you never know.
Slight shade.
So I think they could take James. But you know what?
Baby.
I love whoever just made the comment about the karmic justice of Golden State going number 2. That's
exactly.
It's something.
So, with Minnesota acquiring D'Angelo Russell and putting him next to Karl Anthony Towns, and the Golden State Warriors trying to run it back next year, got the 2nd overall pick, there's definitely a few candidates to make an interesting splash in the trade market with these picks. And I know Warren was talking about this earlier. Boogie, what you think?
Well, I think that you'd be a fool if you're a team who doesn't have a championship window coming up this very next year. Get that pick. Get whoever you're paying too much money for. And let your fan base know we're building for the future. We're doing something. I could see a team like Chicago going in and maybe trading some pieces to go get that. I could see Cleveland doing some things. Because, that they can't really tell their fans, hey, we're going to pay Andre Drummond and Kevin Love all this money. Be happy about it.
Colin Sexton would look pretty good in the Timberwolves jersey.
Something like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think these 2 first picks are locked no matter what. Minnesota is going to take that versatile shooting guard that's eluded them their entire career. Golden State's going to take that genuine, 7-footer they've been missing their entire time. And like I said earlier to you guys, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Draymond, Wiseman. That's
a messy
deadly.
Lineup,
And what Golden State has
nasty.
done, like you said earlier, Dave, when we were talking just between ourselves, it's like they can get the depth post guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they can go out and get some cheap guys. And I think that Wiseman is too much of a 5-star prospect to give up on that right away. So I think those first 2 picks are no matter what locked. And third pick, we haven't said anything about. LaMelo is going to the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh,
so
I think this is a great taking off spot for us to jump into some raps. I want to hear Dave rap about LaMelo bars. LaMelo balls.
So you want some LaMelo bars?
Yes, that's what I want.
Shouts out LeVar.
What's up? What's up? Yo, we talking about the purple and teal. That's what's real. LaMelo Ball coming through a 3 could be a steal. If we talking real, he could be the MVP of the group. But that's the truth. Devontae and LaMelo in the backcourt, and they go score by trading Rozier to another team for a big man in the near future. You know they gotta do it. MJ trying to get a ring as an executive. They are trying to live. They are trying to get a ring for them boys in Charlotte. But Liam, yo, what you thinking about them other boys with them lottery picks?
Hey, so I gotta add to LaMelo. I think he's gonna work real good with Devontae Graham coming out shook. Miles Bridges, if you wanna get there, then you gotta realize PJ Washington is there. So they have elite shooting. Now they got LaMelo coming in like a lethal dunker, swinger, T-Mac Jr. Don't know what you're saying, but I bring that word. But I got to lock the second overall pick. It's gonna be Wiseman to the Golden State Warriors, San Francisco. I'ma get fresh like a goddamn Crisco. Hey, ice cream cone in the post. James Wiseman gonna throw it down, bro. But Oren, I would like to hear your opinion on the 3rd overall pick. Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious that's what lacking in Charlotte is that little quick release, that little Harlem Globetrotter piece, that little pass it through the lane, get it through them legs, get that nutmeg, and oh yeah, there's this young man ballin', and he went to Australia, then he bought the team he played for. Oh my God, that's the score. 1-0 LaMelo, trying to get that big fucking paycheck, like let's swim in a pool full of jello.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Goodbye, but hello, Dave.
No, straight up. And then I think right after we get through there, like 4 to 10 could really go any way. Like, I know I heard what's the guy's name? Denis Avdija from Israel.
Oh,
like
yeah, the
Bucks.
Tel Aviv man.
Yeah, exactly. That could be a strong pick for the Bulls because you never know where the Bulls are gonna go, right? Like,
Who's to say Jim Boylan's even still there when they're making the pick? You know, I thought
Jim
it was kind of
Boylan.
funny.
Jim Boylan's fired.
Huh.
Fired.
Well, there
yes,
we go.
exactly. Yeah, fired.
Confirmed.
So I mean, that's kind of interesting. Like, what if
Well, that's
Becky?
good
What if,
news
what
if
if
you're
Becky
Chicago
Hammond
fan.
gets her first head coaching job in Chicago?
Wouldn't be the worst job for her to get, for sure.
Much better than the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want Becky Hammond's first head coaching position to be in a market where the team that is constructed sucks and the expectations are high for like quick turnaround. Because unless you're Steve Kerr didn't even have a quick turnaround. Like, they were already pretty poised. But it's rare. It's very rare for a head coach to come in.
So it is 100% official now, by the way. The Boston Celtics have defeated the Philadelphia 76ers
Yes, sir.
in Game 3,
3-0, baby.
102-94 behind Kemba Walker's 24-4-8. There he is. We found him.
He
The
came
man
out.
on the milk carton has arrived. He's home safe.
came
Kemba
out.
Walker out here balling with the step back. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap, Philly. Thanks for coming out. That's what you get when Ben Simmons goes out.
I think Game 4 is a guaranteed sweep. I think Boston, they beat them at least by 25. Like, I think this is a statement game for Boston. I think Brad Stevens is going to bring them into that mindset where it's like, hey, like, yeah, everyone thought we were going to sweep them already without Ben Simmons, but like, let's make a statement out of this so that when we come into that round 2, we're coming with that heat, like, you know?
So I think it'd be good if we get back into a wrap real quick, but I want to set it up with a topic. Today, we noticed a pretty massive blowout between the Utah Jazz and the Denver Nuggets. I know Dave's something of a Nugget stan.
Hey.
I want to see you rap a little bit about how they can hope to get back in this series after dropping a game as embarrassing as they did.
Okay. All right.
You got this.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. margin of defeat. That shit's not sweet. Like Jokic with his feet when he's in that post. But you know that they gon' go and get it. They gon' get it. You gon' regret counting up the nuggets. They gon' follow the steps of Mike Malone. They gon' bring it home. Don't have that home court advantage, but you know that the 3-point shooting is the advantage. Jokic gon' pass it. Michael Porter Jr. gon' score it. Jamal Murray gon' get dirty. Blue arrow. That's just how it goes. In Orlando, in the bubble, they gon' cause trouble. Jokic with like 3 straight triple doubles, trying to get it running back. That's what's up. You know that he's never whack. Got that 15 on his back, like Melo get fucked, and they gon' bring it back. Beat the Jazz, but today, man, forget it. That's what's up. Eat, sleep, watch TV, repeat.
Nice.
Repeat. I got to say, I think Denver had a slow game just like Word. Only one player shot over 50% from the field. That's crazy, bitch. Yo, Jamal Murray 30% from the line. He ain't gonna do it like a goddamn time machine. I got to pull it back just like the Nuggets can. I think they'll bring it right back and win game 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they got it, they about to go to heaven. Nuggets about to move on. Utah Jazz older than the epsilon. I don't think Donovan Mitchell has that spice. He doesn't get thrown down just nice. I just think that Denver about to lay it down like oh hell. Bull, about to have a game. Denver Nuggets about to come in like hey. I just got to pass it off right to Oren like what?
Alright. I'm talking like a big fighter, coming out the corner like Quinn Snyder. Oh my God, his coaching, his decisions have been crazy, making this game look too easy. Like Rudy in the lane, like oh my God, bring the pain. Bring these guys down to the knees. Got these boys saying, Uncle, please, give me just about like $20. This bully says he'll get off my shoulder, but that's alright, cause Rudy's gonna bring it all alright. He stopped the NBA, but he's back, like the restart, like the bubble. He's gonna bring some trouble. Oh my God, get a double-double next night. Something like 24 and 20 is tight. Oh my God, he's gonna be in them history books like what? Oh my God, this guy be so fucking nice. And that's right.
Damn.
Yeah, I got mad. I have mad love for Rudy after what he did
you were
today.
Gonna take the Jazz. You were going to take the Jazz side on that argument. That was easy.
Yeah, too easy.
But I mean, I definitely don't think the series is over. But shit, you got to be sounding the alarm right now if you're Mike Malone and the Nuggets because you got to get this together.
Exactly.
They have looks. They look. See, I was worried about this because they looked sloppy in Game 2, and Conley wasn't even back at that point. And I was like, "Oh shit, they're about to get Conley back." And then what happens? Conley comes in today, leads the team 27 points.
No, I completely agree. I also think that Denver got too high on themselves. Like, shouts out Denver
Mile high.
Nuggets. Mm-hmm. But, like, there was that video, right, like, 20 minutes after they played that game, like, Donovan Mitchell dropped the 57. Jamal Murray's walking by him in the bubble being like, yo, just saw my homie drop 57. Like, you know, sort of arrogant and too cocky, where I think that Denver really came in with that attitude where it's like, you know what, like, yeah, we fucking smoked them. Like, you know, no matter how much D. Mitch could do, we got them. Yeah. But exactly what Warren was touching on earlier, like Rudy really stepped up today and to be that defensive presence and to bring
back-to-back DPOY for a reason. And this is the elite marquee matchup of stars in this series, is the pair of centers, the pair of young centers going at each other. You know, as good as Mitchell and MPJ and Murray are, the best player on both of these teams is the center.
Yep.
For different reasons. So it's definitely interesting to see the way that they're going toe-to-toe. And we're about to start this Clippers-Mavericks game. The Clippers are up 4-0 early. But as of right now, at the time of recording, shockingly, the 3 teams that came into the playoffs with the highest odds, I guess the best odds, to win the championship, the Lakers, the Bucks, and the Clippers, are all tied up in their respective series 1-1. And it's pretty interesting to see. It's pretty interesting to see these 3 teams that a lot of people had picked as their favorites to win the championship are the ones that are going to be in a position where they have to fight for this series now. You know, they're not just going to come in and sweep it easy in 4 or 5 games.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
No, I think it's a very interesting. I think that the Bucks Magic first game is exactly what we talked about last year. Warren did call that with the Raptors coming in as that number 1 seed and underestimating Orlando. Obviously, different terms, different things going on. But I mean, I can't give anything but props to Orlando for playing well. But I think those other 2 matchups are very competitive, where there's actually an argument to be made where the underdog was coming in as an actual opponent, whereas I feel like that Milwaukee just straight up didn't show up to play Orlando. So, But I mean, that's my personal opinion. I mean, what would you say?
I think that in both of these matchups with the number 1 seeds dropping a game to the number 8 seed and making up for it in game 2, both of these teams are looking like they need their star players to have an absolute bonkers night. What was LeBron's line in the game 1 loss was insane.
This is the first ever 20, 15, and 15 triple-double in the history of the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, like insane. And they still lost. So, like, they need AD to be in it. They need LeBron to be in it because Kuzma and co are not going to pick up the slack. And ditto in Milwaukee, if Giannis and Middleton aren't having a night, then anything could happen. So, I'm not saying that these teams should be worried about their first-round matchups, though I do think Trailblazers are going to take them to 7 and wear them out.
Well, okay, so last time that we were on the show, I was pretty bullish about my opinion about the Trailblazers winning that series. Yes. And then I was, your boy was feeling himself when they took game 1, but I'm not going to say that I don't think the Trailblazers have a chance because I think they do, but I definitely think that with the injuries that they've got, Zach Collins out for the season now, Damian Lillard playing through the dislocated finger, I think that this is going to be a difficult road for the Trailblazers. If they do it, Dame is like my new favorite player in the fucking this dude is the fucking bomb. But the team that out of this group of 3, the Clippers, Lakers, and Bucks, the team that I'm a little bit worried about if I'm a fan is the Clippers because Luka Doncic is an absolute bona fide star. Like out of the Trailblazers, the Mavericks, and the Orlando Magic, 3 teams that are trying to perform these upsets, I think Luka Doncic is easily, as good as Dame has been in the bubble, I think it's easy to say Luka is the best player on any of those 3 teams. And I think that he's the kind of guy that could really backpack his team to a series win against a group of guys like Kawhi and Paul George. And, shouts out being an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, you know what it is. Paul George ain't exactly the biggest performer when it comes to the playoffs. So I'm not saying that I think the Clippers are going to lose this series, but I definitely think the Mavs can make it interesting. KP and Luka balling the way they are, and Rick Carlisle, perhaps one of the most underrated head coaches in the league. I think they can make some trouble.
Exactly. My counterpoint to that would be I still think that Kawhi is the modern version of iRobot. Like, he knows exactly how much percentage to turn on for each and every game, and I still don't think we've even seen close to 100% Kawhi. In the bubble, in these first couple games, like, Kawhi is so ready to flip that next switch that I really think that the Clippers, no matter what they're doing individually or as a team, that Kawhi has that next step, to really turn it on. And I completely agree with you. I think Luka has done nothing but produce and make the Mavericks an actual contender this year. But I still think it's Kawhi just like leisurely coming in, like obviously playing hard. He knows how much work to put in, but like once he understands that it's a grind, I think that we're going to see these numbers where Kawhi is in the high 30s, if not the 40s, for pushing the Clippers past the Mavericks in this series.
Well, hey, why are we talking about it? How come we ain't spitting a circle about this? How about we all defend our takes and say which team we think is in the most trouble out of this group of 3? The Clippers, the Lakers, and the Bucks. Liam, how much you kick us off?
All right. So I'll take the Bucks on this one, but
bear in mind he's wearing a Lakers hat.
I'm only wearing that. This is only because I'm a Sacktown until I goddamn die. But I'm wearing this because I think the Lakers are taking the Trailblazers in 5. That's someone else's hit. But yo, I'm gonna tell you this right now: the Bucks will win out that first round. Wow, but they about to come up real hot. Second round, I think they're about to choke. Oh nah, yo, Chris Middleton has not been elite. Had a couple games like a double OG, but he hasn't been able to throw fire. Giannis is way too full of himself. I think he's got to lock it in. He's got to lose. I think Giannis needs one of those brews like LeBron had back in those days. Eliminated in the second round. Get that ground. Get that scumbag level. Giannis got to learn what it feels to be at the bottom. Then he's going to come out hot like a trophy. But I'm going to say hot take the Bucks about to lose in round 2.
All right. What I got to lose? All right. I think LeBron James is a saint. This thing I'm about to go on, this tirade, is not hate. I would like to appreciate the things he's done for the game and the things that he does make for the people around him. However, it seems like he's just floundering with something of no life pad, no way to float out on his own. He's got AD and they holding hands, but Kuzma and co, they're gonna disappoint time after time like Cindy Lauper rhyme. Oh my god, I do not think they got time to deal with Dame. It's a shame he done hurt his non-shooting hand, but he don't shoot with that, he's nice. Oh my gosh, what's the price? LeBron James, 48 minutes a night to win in your very first round? This is some stuff that brings it to the ground like, yo, Frank Vogel, what's your coaching like? What's your game plan? How you gonna use AD, right, and Kuz, and all these people on the bench? Danny Green shooting like a wench. What you gonna do when you look to your bench and you ain't got no guy who can sit and make your shots fly and go through that nylon like, oh my. I think they gotta wonder, what's next?
Well, speaking of that, next, I'm talking about the Mavericks and the Clippers. I don't think they clicking. The chemistry is not there for the boys in the red, white, and blue. I don't think the crew is gonna do what they got to do. I think Doc is a legend. I gotta praise him. But maybe if they get out the first, they get bounced in the second by the Nuggets or the Jazz. Whoever gets out that other shit. They ain't on that other shit. Ain't on that brother shit. Ain't on that ride or die. On that do anything. They ain't on that Kawhi. Not all of them. Not like the brothers in Toronto last year. I don't think they got what it takes like this year. I think it could be like the Lakers and the Nuggets or something, and like the West Finals, that shit would be bumping. That's what's up, kid. But I'm just trying to say, don't sleep on the Mavericks. Luka Doncic balling all day.
Hey,
that's what I gotta say.
Nice.
You can't, yeah. I mean, and I feel like I'm saying bias where I don't believe in Luka, but I just think that Kawhi, he knows what level to bring, and he hasn't brought it yet, and that's where I'm scared because I know like that whole team is going hard, and I think they. Look, I thought that it would have more of an impact when Montrezl Harrell came back and was really their guy in the post, but I feel like he's sort of been flat. I'm not sure exactly what his stat lines have been like, but like they haven't really that boost up when he was going to come back in.
Ultimately, I think all three of these teams are capable of squashing the doubts and moving on to the next round, kind of having put that team in the rearview mirror. But they all do have some kind of like tough roads to a finals. This is one where like the Lakers would have to go through this and then either Houston or OKC, both teams which with a lot of grit. I know Houston's taking control of that series, but like if OKC did manage to get past them, you know that they're doing something to play really strong team basketball, which
it'd be
seems
real
to be
nice to see a Chris Paul LeBron playoff series for the first time
That would be
ever.
amazing. I would say one point I have to say is, do you think that Russell Westbrook is still injured, or do you think that they're just like, hey, we're winning.
Just low key resting.
We're winning.
Him.
Yeah, we're winning games. So like, do we really have to push you back to come back early? Like, I feel like
it would be. I feel like where you're going is like it would be a different story if they were down 2-0.
Exactly.
Like his status for Game 3 would be absolutely he's playing if they were down 2-0, whereas when they're up 2-0, it's more like he's still questionable for Game 3. Like, we'll see. But I don't think Russell Westbrook is the type. I mean, you're talking to one of the biggest Russell Westbrook fans out there. You know, I don't think he's the type of guy that would be on the bench if he could be on the floor.
Yeah.
And I think that especially against his former team, when he is 100%. Ready to be out there, when he gets the all clear, he's going out no matter what, no matter who's making the calls.
I feel like you're right there, but like, is there a supersedive culture where it's like, hey, this is the team doctors, the team, the coach, the GM being like, hey, like, do not give him any hints. Like, we're winning games right now. He doesn't need to play. Let's not let that absorb into his head. And I don't know if that is like NBA Players Association rules or whatever, but I would say that if they're winning games, none of the front office would be hinting at him being like, hey, bro, like you could come back next game. It'd be like, hey, how about we just sit you down, relax. If we can sweep the series, then you're going to have an extra 5 days to come back and be like, hey, relax, cold tub, come right through. But I know you wanted to say something, Noren, so.
Well, I think that we have some excellent narratives going right now, but that we're running a little long for our usual run time. So I say let's wrap it up with a little bit of a beef and bouquet. Let's all say something good, maybe a hot take, a hot juicy take,
I like that.
and maybe something you're sorry that you said on a previous pod. For me, I'll kick us off. My beef is that I said that the Jazz were going to get swept, and look at me, I'm eating my own foot on that one.
That's not too bad, but I hear what you're saying, bro.
And then my hot take is going to be that the Mavericks push it to a 7-game series that goes to an overtime.
Wow.
Well, I suppose my beef would probably be with the Denver Nuggets. I'll take the flip side on that one. I'm a little bit miffed at my boys that I thought were ready to take the next step. You know, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Mike Malone at the helm. I thought that this team was really on the precipice of something big, and here they are floundering against a short-handed Utah team that's just now getting Mike Conley back, and the clock's ticking. They got to get this figured out. But I will say, I covered it when I was freestyling there, but I definitely think the Mavericks are going to be a problem for the Clippers. I could definitely see this being a 7-game series, especially if Patrick Beverley's injury persists. That's going to be a real problem. Just having that extra defensive presence you can put on Luka is a real problem. So watch out for Dallas.
I see that too. I think one of my hot takes would be I think that the fucking Miami Heat are going to sweep the fucking Pacers. I think they've had absolutely no response to Duncan Robinson. I think that the Pacers have not been able to have wing defense in any slighter form. I think Miami's sweeping the Pacers. Miami's coming in hot and heavy for that next series. And if I could say, I guess one thing would be like my cold throne would be the fact that I said that the Raptors were going to lose one game in this opening series, but they about to Brazzers Pornhub like X videos the Brooklyn Nets in this fourth game. I think it's going to be a 35 plus win. So wow,
You got to save that for our OnlyFans.
sorry, yeah, I a little X-rated there. Shouts out to the underagers.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That about wraps it up for the August 21st episode of Beneath the Basket. Once again, I am D. Rowe. I'm here with my boy Boogie Muggins,
Hello.
Lazy Goat,
Yes, sir.
and Evan B.
You already
Dillon.
know.
And that's what's up. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the games.